What do we need to stop teaching the children? That failure is something to be ashamed of and to avoid at all costs. We all fail sometimes, and we need to be able to accept that. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness, that is life. Captain Jean-Luc Picard. If he's mean to you, he likes you. I tell my daughter, it doesn't matter if he likes you, if he's not kind, he's not worth your time. That you need to be friends with everyone. I've had to tell my kids this. Like when kids in their class don't ever want to play with them. Not everyone wants to be your friend, and that's okay. To just ignore bullies. As a former teacher, it does nothing to address the issue. The bullying persists 100% of the time. As a former bullied, what the hell goes on in the heads of the people who say this? I still feel the effects of feeling like a second-class citizen. I'm 40. I was horribly bullied in grade and middle school and am now living my best life. But it took a long time for me to realize I deserve happiness as much as the next person. You can get what you want if you're nice. It teaches children how to be manipulative and dishonest. Instead, teach them to handle no. Too many people grow up and get offended at being told no. Teachers and parents want their children to learn how to ask for things in a polite way but not how to handle rejection. My brother teaches children and he will actively tell kids no and encourage them to find alternative solutions that don't infringe on someone's decision. Had to deal with this with my daughter. We were at the park and she asked another girl if she could play with one of her dolls. She said no, and next thing I know there's a temper tantrum being thrown because she wouldn't share. Got shit from my ex and my parents because I explained to her that not everyone has to share, and she could say no if she wanted because it was her toy. That while they are special, they are not any more special than anyone else. I don't believe in forced apologies. They're not legitimate apologies, and the other child knows this. I also don't feel adults should force children to accept an apology. Forced apologies and acceptances don't have any benefits. I am a third-grade teacher. My students know I won't force an apology. Instead, I speak to the students about their choices and how it made others feel. I've found that, once students realize what they did, they do apologize on their own and the other student does accept it because they know the apology is sincere. Oftentimes, students will even try to resolve the issue on their own. It's common for students to ask me if they could speak alone in the hallway. They then return proudly stating that they resolved their issue. Obviously, if something is not resolving itself, I'll continue to help students through it. I will also step in for more significant disagreements. However, I've found that students are able to resolve issues an overwhelming majority of times. However, they are never truly resolved with forced apologies and acceptances of forced apologies because the underlying issue is still there. I agree completely. I think it also teaches kids that actual reflection is unimportant so long as you say the magic words. How many times have you heard a child indignantly say, "Well, I said I was sorry," after they give a half-assed apology with no indication that they will act differently in the future? Forcing apologies just breeds resentment between kids. Please isn't a magic word. It often won't get you what you want. I'm sorry doesn't erase a wrong and is only one small part of an apology, which the wrong party is not obligated to accept. Counterpoint: the willingness to politely ask, but take no for an answer just as politely can be ridiculously useful. In particular, girls need to be taught this. Part of advocating for yourself. Replacement words for vagina, penis, etc. It's not inappropriate for a child to know basic anatomy, and this is only advantageous to predatory people. Teach your kids the anatomical words so they have to vocabulary to tell you if something's going on, even at a young age. Or they can use it to shout, "Behold the mighty penis," at 7 a.m. while running around naked. He was 4 at the time. That you need talent to be good at something. Right on. So much can be learned, practiced, and become a skill. I'm a professional musician and I get the "you're so talented" compliment all the time. I know it's meant well, but I busted my ass to get where I am today. I tell my students that it's not about talent, it's about hard work and dedication. I've watched people with way more natural talent than me burn out because they don't know how to approach something difficult that they can't immediately play. My sophomore year of high school, I auditioned for a district-level band festival in my state. This took 40 to 50 kids on my instrument between 5 bands. I made 24th alternate. 24 other kids would have had to bail for me to be the bottom chair of the bottom band. I'm a semester away from finishing a doctorate, have a private studio, and tour the US in a professional band. It's all hard work. As a teacher, I'm always amused by the things people think we teach kids. Stop teaching underscore. You know what I spent significant time teaching this year? That soiled toilet paper goes in the toilet. That you can control how loudly you burp. That you have to charge a laptop computer for more than a minute to fill the battery. Then you get the, why don't schools teach kids how to do taxes? Yeah, kids love taxes. We couldn't get middle school kids to stop playing Fortnite long enough to focus on the human body unit for a week. I'm just amused by all the things people think happen in schools. And of course there is the notion that parents can teach kids too. That's what we're doing with our son. If there's something important he needs to know, we're teaching it to him. I learned the basics of taxes in high school. News flash: 16-year-olds don't care about taxes. Boys don't hit girls. Girls don't hit boys. Should be taught equally. Obviously there are exceptions like self-defense. Also, boys, no is no. Girls, no is no. We should stop teaching this as only a one-sided thing. It should be taught to both equally. Right. My dad was so annoying with this. If I hit my sister, it was don't hit girls. If she hit me, it was well, clearly did something to deserve it. What a great way to teach one kid resentment, and another that they're above consequence. To accept collective punishment. Whomever did something to get in trouble for is who gets the punishment. So many teachers do this to kids, and it just breeds resentment for both the teacher and the kid who keeps getting the whole class in trouble. I don't want my kids to be prepared to accept this as adults, and just deal with it from the government, society, their employer, etc. Please teach your children how to not spray spit and mucus everywhere. Cover sneezes and coughs with inner elbows. Keep fingers out of noses and mouths. Don't buzz lips, it sprays spit. Being a kindergarten teacher is living in one big petri dish. I'll pony this one up with proper hand washing. Not just splashing under the faucet for a few moments, but wetting hands, turning off the water, soaping hands well, then turn water on and rinse. You are perfect. No, you are not. It's important to know your weaknesses and focus on your strengths. Abstinence-only sex education. Please teach these kids about contraception and how it works. It's been proven that comprehensive sex education is way better at preventing teen pregnancies than abstinence only. Also, sex education gives children the language to speak out if they're being sexually abused. That you have to give relatives a hug or kiss if they ask for one. When I see my nieces and nephew, I always ask them if I can give them a kiss and if they can give me a kiss. Sometimes they say no to both. Other times I get a huge hug. I'm trying to teach their grandparents about the importance of bodily autonomy, but it's going to be tough. I've heard them tell the kids, I don't get a kiss? I'm really sad now. Please don't make a 4-year-old responsible for your feelings. They're allowed not to want to kiss you and shouldn't be made to feel bad about it. That you are only successful and happy with a college degree, married, and have children. Success is a personal standard, not a societal requirement. That doctors are scary. Many parents threaten their kids with the doctor when kids don't listen to them. And then get mad at kids for being scared to go to the doctor. Yes, telling children things like, if you don't listen to me, I'll tell the doctor to give you a shot, only teaches the children that the doctor's office is a bad place and makes things difficult for everyone. I don't feel there is anything we need to stop teaching kids that is common. I feel we need to teach children boundaries. I don't know if it's COVID related or what, but I work with children, and these last few years I've noticed kids are having huge boundary issues. It seems that while parents were teaching them about electronics, hygiene, or even just how to prepare food for themselves, the parents forgot to teach the part where the child has to ask for these things, not just go and take them. And that generalizes to school or other people's houses. Kids need to be taught that they can fail. Schools are moving towards it being impossible to fail a student. Kid didn't hand in their assignment? How do you know their work is worth 0 when they handed in nothing? Because they handed in 0% of the fucking work. That's why. My God, stop coddling them. I wish I was kidding, but that's how it is here, and I cannot fucking believe that's how the school system works. I'm so goddamn worried for my future kids. that active shooter drills are normal. They are not. They are mostly useless now because most shooters have gone through them too and know what they are teaching on how to get away from a shooter, then they create a plan accordingly. Safety tips can be given, but again, most shooters know what is being taught and they act accordingly. Food pyramid as it is. It's wrong. Shut up and eat your damn grains. Only 13 more servings needed before dinner. Stop teaching kids what to think and start teaching them how to think. Just work hard and you can have anything you want. Yeah, no. That the size of your body, height included, is any measure of your worth. As a skinny, short dude, please tell this to adults as well. I cannot tell you how many times I've felt less important because I'm less strong tall. That Santa gives presents to good kids. When rich kids get a bunch of Christmas presents and poor kids don't, we're basically telling children that it is because the poor kids are bad and the rich kids are good. What do we need to stop teaching the children? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.